1,700 plus places that accept ETN.
Spectre.ai, the world's first fraud-free, licensed and regulated digital contracts trading platform. Earn as much as 400% ROI. Affiliate link in description below.
So these, when you look into it, you'll go, if you drill into Argentina or you drill into Uganda or you drill somewhere, you drill down in and you will find people that say, oh yeah, I accept ETN. It's often got a telephone number or an address or phone number or email address, whatever it is. You reach out to those people and say, oh, okay, well, I want to spend some ETN. They'll be embracing of it. Some of them have uploaded pictures of their ETN signs in their shops, and you're getting the idea. I think we've got 70 plus shops in Uganda that accept ETN. So this is starting to happen. We've got people in the favelas of Brazil accepting ETN. So phase 2 is definitely going to be about making sure that there is a good reason to earn ETN, because we've got a massive push coming during phase 2 as well on making sure that we are competing in the market of the freelance services environment. I know we've got thousands of tasks listed, but and we have thousands of buyers, but we want tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of buyers, and I'm very, very, very positive that we can achieve that this year. So we'll have hundreds of thousands of buyers coming in, and then you'll see more and more tasks going to be listed and more people coming on board once they've realized that there is an opportunity to sell. Once they see a friend of theirs selling and making something of themselves, then they're obviously going to want to join that party. So that's what's going to be happening over phase 2. I don't have a definitive date for phase 2. Like I say, it was a bit of a finger in the air for phase 1. We had to see where the winds took us, and it's impossible. If you have ever gone to a bank with a business plan, I mean, I've been in business many, many years, and there's a sort of a ludicrous moment where you're sitting down and they want a 3-year business plan for something that you've dreamed up, and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter whether it's a big business or a tiny business. You've got this idea that you're going to make X and you're going to sell them for X amount of money or whatever. They want a 3-year plan of what your marketing spend is going to be, how many you're going to sell, where you're going to sell them to, what your profit margin is going to be for 3 years. You haven't got a clue. You have to just make something up. So we never bothered making up something because we just knew that actually the market was so dynamic, we would have to play it by ear. And once we did start to come out with something, we said, by the time we've got 100,000 individuals topped up on their phones, actually we should really start to wind that in now and focus on the people that we have and making sure that if somebody wants some ETN, they take it from someone else who's already got some in the market, or they earn some from anytask. Sure, they could buy some on an exchange, but that's the less likely scenario in the environment that we're talking about. So there's plenty of it in distribution. It's widely distributed. Again, this is another important thing. It's one of the most widely distributed cryptocurrencies. Yes. We've said we've got millions of wallets with distribution in. There are very few whales in ETN. Lots of cryptocurrencies have these things called whales. They are large, mega holders of the cryptocurrency. They got in early, perhaps, or they speculated and invested a lot of money. But whatever it is, that doesn't seem to have happened so much in ETN. There are, of course, large speculators out there that we don't even know about because they're on exchanges and they may have been accumulating outside of us knowing about them. But largely, our system is full of real, genuine people that are holding some value, just like coins in their wallet or notes in their wallet. So it's a very different ecosystem to any other.
Do you have an idea of the average size of holding or something?
Do you know what? One of the guys would be able to pull that out. Ellen would pull that out of my office, or not that she's there, but she could remote and do that. I don't have an average size, but it would be a very interesting thing to see, wouldn't it? I know that we know that there is, I think, 4.8. Sorry, my dogs have just arrived. I think there are 4.8 billion ETN in our custodial wallet system. So it's an enormous amount. That's about half the circulating supply of ETN is within our own custodial wallet system. It doesn't mean that it's ours. It's the users of our custodial wallet system. So out of those millions of wallets that sit in that, it's distributed across. But finding an average would be really interesting. And Ellen might know. So I'll find that out for you. You can add it on the comments, or we'll do it in the next video.
Sure, that would be great. That would be great. Okay, and how will you know when phase 2 is done?
I think, well, again, phase 2 being done largely depends on what I want to do for phase 2 is get more adoption. enough adoption that you've got this velocity of ETN in a system that genuinely just doesn't happen in other cryptos. But there's nothing to say it should. The idea is that if you have a pound note in society, you don't run to and fro to the bank, say where it says I will promise to pay the bearer on demand. It doesn't happen like this anymore. But in the old days, notes were backed by something else like silver or gold. So I promised to pay the bearer £1. In England we have pounds, and that literally did mean pound of sterling silver. We are called sterling, pounds sterling, and that is sterling silver. People don't realise the association between monies and fiat. Money being gold and silver. That's what money has been for thousands of years. So fiat money came along, like pounds and dollars, and they operate very successfully. But they're not backed anymore by gold and silver. But if we just imagine they were for a moment, if you got your £20 note, you don't go to the bank and get your £20 of silver, then sit on £20 of silver, then want to pay someone. So you go back and get your note and go off and pay them. But that's what cryptocurrency is like at the moment. People think about them in terms of fiat values, and they keep running to and fro to exchanges to exchange them into fiat. And largely that's for accounting reasons, and the people that are using them for global remittance. And they're not used very much for small purchases yet. I hope that they will be, but they're not very much at the moment. Now, ETN definitely breaks the mold in that respect, because we get used for that a lot, but people hold it in that amount because they've got no choice. The only way to cash it is to spend it. And so they're spending it on airtime, and they are spending it in little shops and things. But when they're spending it in those shops, those shopkeepers are using it to buy other things. We know that this is happening. And sometimes the shopkeepers are using it to buy airtime, and then they're reselling the airtime for stuff. So we're starting to see this velocity of ETN around, being used more and more by more than one person. Now, that's what phase 2 is going to have to be. It's turning ETN, the value and the proposition and the ecosystem, into a bigger play of exactly what we've done. We've made it, it works, it's brilliant. Now we need to expand it and make it bigger. And then at some point, and this could be 5 years away, it could be 2 years away, it could be 9 years away, I don't know where it's away, but at some point, we will need to monetize this. We're not a charity. I know we work with a lot of charities, and people sometimes look at us and have this mistaken idea that we're a charity, and we are not. We are building a sustainable profit-making business. Remember that Twitter makes money, Facebook makes money, and no one thinks Twitter or Facebook is a charity, but they both started the same as we did. Huge user use was the most important thing to them. Get the users on, and it cost them money. So they weren't running as a charity, they were just building a business. And that's what we're doing. We're building this massive ecosystem as a business, so that at some stage down track, we can introduce, at the moment, any task you can buy and you can sell for free. There was an intention of having a 5% fee, which is a quarter of the largest player in that market's fee. But that doesn't exist right now. So at some stage, we'll be introducing fees for things. And we might put, let's say we put a 0.5% transaction fee when you're spending in a shop. You know, we can add small fees here or there that are lower than the bank rates. So you might pay 1.5%, 2% if you were accepting credit cards. So if we did 0.5%, you'd still be way better off than using the bank. So start introducing some fees. So phase 3 will be about making it sustainable, so that the core business can actually operate off the profits of the ecosystem. And when you've got that, you have true sustainability, which means it will last forever. It's a decade after decade.
It's viable, its own economy, it's living independently, people are using it freely. Very good, very good. Now, I'm conscious of the time, Richard, because I know you've got another
appointment. I've got about 8 minutes. I'm so sorry.
8 minutes. Not at all, not at all. Look, is there, and I assume that phase 1 you're still going to be working on, because opportunities will still come up to expand the ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, phase 1, of course, was largely about distribution, and we haven't completely stopped that. What we are doing is we're pledging an inflation rate for the token, so that people understand the token economics. So most if you look at cryptos that are purely run mathematically and purely run off their mining, let's take Bitcoin, the token economics are there for all to see. And so I wanted to make it really transparent that our token economics are there for all to see as well. And so we've got a fork next month in July that takes our validator reward down. The prices of ETN has changed, and if the price of ETN changes, then but the reward stays the same, then actually there's too much going out. Again, I start getting into the realms of talking about price, and I don't want to. But so we can radically reduce the block reward, and we are reducing the amount of rewards, but we're still going to have some rewards going out, but they are project based. For instance, you were talking about Wonder Foundation. So Wonder Foundation have their validator reward, and that's separate to our rewards that we've been giving to individuals. But we are going to be doing some individual rewards as well within projects. So we've got one project going on in Ghana where we're going to be empowering a village. We are going to be dropping some ETN in, but this is the important part. We will keep that ETN reward system under our pledged inflation rate for the token. So token inflation rate, I'm going to get that down to 2%, maintain it at no more than 2%. It might be less than 2%, but it won't go over 2%. Then when people look at us as a project, they like they can with Bitcoin, where they can say, I know what the token inflation rate is, they will be able to do the same for us. So there will still be rewards going on, but they'll be much more topical. They'll be much more focused and frankly, much smaller in number.
Very good, very good. Okay. Well, look, is there anything you want to say, let people know before we finish up?
No, I don't think I have any revelations.
Not yet.
One thing, if people look back, they'll see that from time to time I let slip, and then the project seems to get a bit of FUD, which is a darn shame. I let slip about trying to get to 20 countries live on mobile top-up by Christmas of last year, and then we didn't hit it, and I shouldn't have said it. It was in my head because that was the target that we were trying to achieve, and we got lots of fun. Now here we are. We've got 140 countries plus with hundreds of thousands of mobile phone top-ups. So whenever I do slip up and let these things out, I just want people to remember that they are real things, and whilst we don't always hit every target that we aim for internally, we always hit it eventually. Every hurdle that's ever come across Electroneum, we have found a way to get past it, and we have excelled at it. So just have a look at the Electroneum project, see what you think. I am really proud of what the team have done. We've nailed it. We're a top cryptocurrency by every single mark, bar one perhaps.
Very good, very good. Well, listen, kudos to you and to the team. It's been an incredible journey. I think in November it'll be 3 years' time. October, November, 3 years for Electroneum. Please give my regards to all of the team. And anybody who's, one of the things I want to say before we finish up, Richard, is I noticed there is a lot less FUD now in the comments to my videos. Yeah. It's disappeared.
Yeah, well, you should, look at what we're doing. I was just saying to someone this morning on a call that we get messages from people. We're changing people's lives. We're empowering people. The project is literally putting food in people's mouths. It's an extraordinary thing to be involved in. I'm personally massively motivated by it. So are all the team members, because the feedback we get from people, we're giving people hope in their lives and statements like this, just extraordinary things. And that's because of crypto. And ETN has gone, well, we can do that. We can make a cryptocurrency that's far more accessible and empowers people. And we've done it. And for people to come along and FUD the project for stupid reasons and just to be mean, they should hang their heads in shame, shouldn't they? Because why be mean about something that's making people's lives better? Who knows?
Yes. Well,
but yeah, it has been better. And once again, I think that people realise actually, do you know what? Hey, these guys are delivering. And you start looking at these numbers. Also, of course, people didn't believe the numbers. So bringing in what can only be described as he's probably the biggest scam hunter in crypto land, which is on Yabby, bringing him in and saying, look, free reign, just dig in, have a look at our stuff, have a look at anything you want, free reign to access anything you want. You call us, you tell us. We've got people out there saying we're a scam. You tell us, are we? And he I mean, I don't want to put words into his mouth, but he did come away from it quite shocked at the fact that the numbers were all real. And so here we are. We're a real project with real numbers, with real people on the ground doing real things. And I'm excited to be part of it.
Yes, very good. And I had a couple of very enjoyable videos with Anya. I've really enjoyed talking to him. May have him on again. And Richard, I just want to thank you very, very much for taking the time out. For anybody who's watching, and actually, just one thing about the fuzzers: there's the fudders on one side who seem to be diminishing in number, and then the increasing number of fans on the other side. So kudos to you and the team. And for anybody who's watching, please go get involved, go do your own due diligence, go check it out. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Richard and Crypto Rich signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.